Welcome to What If History, where we unravel the threads of time to weave new tapestries of possibility. I'm Colin Holmes, your guide through the twists and turns of the past that never was. Today, we're venturing into a world where the alchemical arts weren't just whispered legends or dusty tomes of half-truths. They were the cornerstone of civilization. A reality where humanity's ceaseless quest for mastery over matter and mortality rewrites history in ways both wondrous and horrifying. Buckle up, because this tale will challenge everything you think you know about progress, power, and the price of knowledge. Imagine a world where the ancient pursuit of alchemy isn't mere legend, but a living, pulsing science that warps the fate of civilizations. In this timeline, hidden chambers filled with dark, aromatic smoke and scribbled chalk circles actually produce miracles. Gold conjured from lead, life extended long past its natural expiration date, and eldritch knowledge scraped from the edges of human understanding. It all begins in the dim recesses of Egypt's temples, Mesopotamian ziggurats, and Chinese imperial courts, where arcane rites yield real results. Suddenly, gold ceases to be precious, flooding the markets until its luster becomes a cruel joke. Overnight, kings and peasants alike learn that wealth is not measured by gleaming metal, but by the rarer substances needed to fuel the unholy fires of transmutation. Early on, societies collapse under the weight of this new power. Currencies tied to gold crumble, replaced by bartering or rough tokens of alchemical credit, each pegged to the cost of nightmarish reagents. Dragon's teeth, mercury tinted with the blood of a condemned man, powdery remnants of extinct flora. Rulers cling to their power through a more potent discovery, elixirs of life. No longer is death the great equalizer. An elite cadre of emperors, pharaohs, and warlords sip the shimmering concoctions that grant centuries of rule. These immortals, embalmed in their own hubris, dominate the living, forging dynasties that last so long the common folk whisper of gods walking the earth. But immortality breeds decay. Entire cities rot under stagnant leadership that sees no end to its reign. By the time the medieval era rolls around, alchemy is the dark heart of empire building. Secret guilds hoard recipes like dragons with their hoards of coins. Wars are fought not just for territory or gold, but for the living minds of master alchemists, whose captured secrets can burn kingdoms to ash or raise them from ruin. Church authorities walk a razor's edge. Some brand alchemy as a divine gift, angels whispering in mortal ears, while others condemn it as a gateway to demons, possessed by the smell of sulfur and the swirl of forbidden symbols. Meanwhile, hideous creations called homunculi and hulking golems serve as expendable soldiers or forced labor. In the dead of night, these soulless constructs roam the streets, blank-eyed slaves to their maker's will, stirring nightmares of abominations made from mud and blood. Whispered rumors claim that if you stare long enough into a golem's eyes, you might see a flicker of something resembling a tortured soul. As the Renaissance dawns, philosopher kings rule with an iron fist as their longevity cements centuries-long reigns. Figures like Leonardo da Vinci, no longer a mortal genius but a timeless, experimental monstrosity, dabble in the boundaries between art and sorcery. Dark pigments and lethal chemicals infuse masterpieces that seem to breathe or watch you when your back is turned. Queen Elizabeth I, immortal and cunning, turns her court into a nest of intrigue, surrounded by sycophants who hope to share her undying favor. Alchemy seeps into every aspect of life. Towers of transmuted steel reach for the heavens, while twisted lumps of half-living sculptures roam European capitals in grotesque parades of vanity. The Industrial Revolution, poisoned by alchemical knowledge, arrives centuries early. Factories belch vile fumes that twist the environment into a malignant reflection of humanity's ambitions. Toxic waste from mass transmutations poisons rivers, warping fish into deformed nightmares. Armed conflicts escalate, with newly minted superpowers like Britain and the Qing dynasty lobbing alchemical bombs that melt steel into glass, or worse, transform unlucky regiments into piles of shrieking salt. Everywhere, golems replace human labor, leading to waves of unemployment and riots. Cities flicker with lamplight and the uneasy glow of enormous crucibles in which armies experiment with turning men into living weapons. Anarchists, powered by stolen secrets, sabotage these monstrous processes, leaving behind scenes of charred bodies and mutated failures that defy description. In the modern era, the boundaries of the world no longer confine humanity. Alchemical engines roar into the night sky, ferrying explorers to planets whose atmospheres can be reconfigured in a ghastly dance of cosmic transmutation. On Mars, colonists stand ankle-deep in crimson dust that once might have been precious, but is now just another raw material for the ever-hungry forge of progress. Immortality, once the domain of emperors, trickles down through society, though not without cost. Overcrowded megacities fill with timeless souls who refuse to relinquish their existence, stoking violent philosophical clashes with those who see immortality as an affront to nature. And lurking behind every scientific triumph is the creeping dread of unearthly entities summoned from realms where flesh and reason dissolve. In their quest to master the building blocks of matter, a handful of alchemists open rifts to other dimensions, unleashing powers that toy with human minds like children plucking the wings off flies. The final frontier of alchemy dissolves the concept of reality itself. Some discover how to transmute the laws of physics, shaping pocket universes at will. Inside these fractal realms, entire cities float in swirling voids, held aloft by equations scratched into the ether. Forbidden sciences coil around artificial intelligence, birthing automated alchemists who shape the cosmos with neither conscience nor mortal frailty. And beyond all that, in the blackness between dimensions, something hungers. A shapeless, all-devouring presence that resonates with the sinful echoes of humanity's transmutation engines. Those who gaze too long into that void find themselves dragged into nightmarish revelations, the fabric of their sanity peeled back like rotting flesh to reveal something unspeakable beneath. In this world, gold is worthless, replaced by rarer horrors. Life is cheap because it can be stretched thin, suspended unnaturally, or obliterated in a snap of cosmic experiment. Golems march, immortals brood in towering keeps, and twisted scientists push the limits of creation until reality frays at the seams. And so the question lingers. In a universe where alchemy reigns supreme, have we gained a divine power, or merely invited ancient terrors to feast upon our collective soul? The answer depends on whether the human spirit can endure when faced with endless life, limitless ambition, and the scratching claws of things best left unseen. This has been What If History. I'm Colin Holmes, and I'll catch you next time as we dive into another story that might have been but never was. Until then, stay curious and remember, the past is never as far away as it seems.